hello everyone, today we are going to start with a new course which is programming with C++. Before directly getting into the C++ concepts, it's important for us to know what is a program and programming languages. So what is a program? Suppose we need to add two numbers, say A and B, and we want the computer to do this. Now to tell the computer to add these two numbers A and B, we write or design a set of instruction or a set of codes or set of few sentences. Now this group of sentences which we write to the computer to make the computer understand our purpose, that is to add the two numbers, is called program. Okay, and the language in which we write the code or the program is called the programming languages. Now let's repeat once again. A program is a set of instruction that tells the computer what to do in order to come up with a solution to any particular problem. Our problem was adding two numbers, and so we designed a set of codes to make the computer understand it, and so our purpose gets solved. This is called the program. The language in which the programs are written is called the programming languages. Now the programming languages are classified into two categories. One is the low level language and the other one is the high level languages. Now low level languages is further classified into two groups, which is the machine language or the machine code and the assembly language. Now machine language or machine code is the only code which is only understood by the computer. That means that it's not possible for us to understand the machine code. It can only be understood by the computer and its hardware elements. The hardware elements of the computer interact with themselves with the help of the machine code. This means that the CPU interacting with the RAM or the CPU interacting with the storage devices, say the hard disk drive, is all done using the machine code. Machine code consists of zeros and one, which is also called the binary codes. Now it is not possible for us to understand the machine code. So to simplify machine code, assembly language was created to simplify the machine code and to make machine code a bit understandable by the human beings. Assembly language consists of punctuation marks, symbols, which makes the machine code a bit understandable by the human beings. Now see, assembly language cannot be understood by the computer because I have already mentioned that assembly language is only understood by the human beings and the computers can only understand the machine language or the machine code. Now to make the assembly language or assembly code understandable by the computer, there is a program. There needs to be a program, right? And this program is called the assembler, which converts the code written in assembly language to the machine language or machine code so that the computer can understand this. So assembler has a function of translating the assembly code into the machine code so that the computer can understand it. Now moving on to the high level languages. Now what is the high level language? The actual programming language which we are talking about is high level languages. It uses English, alphabets, sentences, words and mathematical symbols to make programming a bit easier to us. Now if we consider the examples of high level languages, there are uncountable numbers of high level languages. I am going to mention few modern ones which is widely used by the users. There is C++, there is Java, there is Fortran, there is Ruby, there is Python and many others. Okay. Now why high level languages are so popular among the human beings? It is because it is easy to understand, it is easy to read, easy to write, easy to maintain and also easy to understand. So these are the few concepts about the low level languages and the high level language. Now moving on, high level languages is also not understood by the computer because machine code is the only language that the computer can understand. Now there needs to be a program, like in case of assembly language we had the assembler. Now for this, the high level language, there needs to be a program which can translate the code written in high level language to the machine code, right? The program written in high level language is called the source code. For your reference, you can keep this in mind. So to translate the source code to the machine code, there needs to be another program which can serve this purpose, and this program, say I am calling it as translator for the time being. Translators are of two types. One is the compiler and the other one is the interpreter. So what is a compiler? A compiler is a computer program which translates a program written in high level language to the machine language of the computer. High level language is referred to as source code, right? Now the compiler is used to translate the source code to the machine code, which is also called the compiled code. Now what is an interpreter? Interpreter is a computer program which directly executes the program written in source code without requiring them to be previously compiled. the entire line is executed at once because it is not needed to be previously compiled. So you can say in another sense that interpreter is much faster than a compiler. But in most of the cases the compiler is used because of its few advantages. You can see a program which starts with hash include iostream.h and then the brace is opening. After that it is written cout hello world. After that it is written return 0, brace is closing. Now this is a sample code in C++ which is also called the hello world program. Now if you run this program in your compiler or in your C++ environment, the answer which will come out or the output which will be displayed on the screen is hello world. Now let's break out the things and understand the meaning of every sentence, right? Now see, for first line it is included, it says the hash include iostream.h. Now what does this mean? Hash is the preprocessor directive. Now what is the preprocessor directive? Now if we divide the term preprocessor directive, pre means before and processor means the thing which is processing the program. Now directive means to direct the processor. Now what happens here is the hash means the preprocessor directive. The processor is directed before the start of the program, the processor is directed to include the iostream.h library, which consists of the input-output functions. To carry out input-output functions in every problem, we need to import this header file, which is the hash include iostream.h. I hope I have made myself clear. Let's repeat. Hash means the preprocessor directive. It directs the compiler or the processor to include the the iostream.h library, which consists of the input-output functions. Now after that, there is int main. Int main is the main function in which the program is written. A program cannot run without the int main. Okay, so it is the point, you can say, from where the execution of the program starts. Now after the int main, brace is opening, which is classified as block. After that it is written cout hello world. Now cout means to print something, out means to print output, and hello world is a statement which is written in quotes to print the text which is hello world. And after that we can see there is a semicolon. Semicolon means a full stop in programming languages or in C++ rather. Semicolon means to end a line. Okay. Now if we move to the next line, it is written return 0 and after that the brace is closing. Now return 0 has a specific function which we will be learning in the upcoming lectures. So till then, this is a C++ program, hello world. You can also run this in your environment and see if it is printing or not. So today we have learned about the history behind the function of the C++ and the brief about the programming language. So in the upcoming lecture we will start with data types, variables, then we will find out how to